Welcome, scholars, to lesson 3.2, Equations of Parallel Lines. So today we're going to talk about parallel lines. We're also going to talk about slope, which is very important. And I just want to direct your attention to the picture here. Notice these two lines, the blue and red line, they are parallel. And if you notice in the picture, it's saying that the slope of the line, of this blue line, is equal to the slope of this red line. Now, that's important because, so why are they parallel? Why will they never intersect? Because they have the exact same steepness. So that's why they will go forever and forever in those directions and never intersect, because they have the exact same steepness to their lines. So let's read this sentence. In a coordinate plane, two distinct non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if they have the same slope. So let's write that down. That's very important. I'm actually going to say that one more time. In a coordinate plane, two distinct non-vertical lines are parallel if and only if they have the same slope. So that's all we need to know really for this lesson. So let's go into reading example number 1. What is the slope of a line parallel to the line whose equation is y equals negative 3/5 x minus 5? So actually, there is something else we need to know, and that is slope-intercept form. Hopefully you remember this from last year in algebra, that slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So if I know this format, I can easily look at this equation and decide what's my slope. And that's going to be this number, this coefficient, the number right in front of the x. So negative 3/5 is my slope. Again, this is in slope-intercept form. So my slope is negative 3/5. So the slope of a line parallel to this line is going to be negative 3/5. That's it. Again, parallel lines have the same slope. So if this line has this slope, then my other parallel line has to have that slope as well. So now with example number 2, what is the slope of a line parallel to a line whose equation is 2x minus 3y equals negative 9? Well, this one looks a little bit different. This one is not in slope-intercept form. So what I have to do is change it into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to start by writing the equation 2x minus 3y equals negative 9. And then I have to rework this so it's in slope-intercept form, in y equals form. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and cancel out this 2x. And I'm going to go ahead and subtract that from both sides, because when I have an equation, whatever I do to the left, I do to the right. That leaves me with negative 3y equals, and this is negative 9 minus 2x. I'm actually going to go ahead and rearrange this though, because again, I want this in that slope-intercept form. So I'm going to still write negative 3y equals, and then I'm just going to, switch it around. I can do that because of my commutative property, which means if I'm adding, in this case, negative 9 minus 2x is the same thing as negative 9 plus negative 2x. That's why I can switch it around. So I'm going to actually show you over here. So negative 9 plus negative 2x means I can switch that around to be negative 2x plus negative 9. This is the same thing. I'm just switching it around because of commutative property. So I'm going to write negative 2x minus 9 over here. So now this is closer to a slope-intercept form. Now I'm going to go ahead and divide by negative 3. Again, with equations, I want to cancel out until I get what I want by itself. Since I want y by itself, I have to divide by negative 3. And whatever I do to the left, I want to do to the right. So this cancels out over here. I'm left with y. Negative 2 divided by negative 3 is positive 2/3, and that x is still there. And then negative 9 divided by negative 3 is positive 3. So now I have slope-intercept form, and now I can tell that the slope of a line parallel to this line is going to be 2/3. All right, so now we know, again, the slope, just one more time to review, is going to be the same. Parallel lines have the same slope, so that's why this first one was negative 3/5, and this next one was positive 2/3. All right, so now we're going to go on to example 3, which is taking it just one little step further, and we are going to find the slope and an equation. So it says, what is an equation of the line that passes through the point 4, 1 and is parallel to the line y equals 2x plus 3? So again, I'm just going to make sure this is in slope-intercept form, which it is. I'm just going to write it again so we can see it a little bit clearer, more clearly. So y equals 2x plus 3. So my slope is 2. So I know the slope is going to be 2 of this line. But do I know the y-intercept? No, because I know what this y-intercept is, but I need the equation of the parallel line. So I have to find that y-intercept. And how am I going to do that? Well, first we identified the slope. So let's write down some steps. Identify slope. All right, and I've done that right here. And then second, I'm going to plug that slope into y equals mx plus b. So y equals m is now 2x plus b. And I'm doing that because basically I have to find b now. How do I find b? Well, I'm going to plug the point in, the point that it's giving me in the question, which is 4, 1, into y equals mx plus b as well. So my x coordinate is 4 and my y coordinate is 1. So I'm going to put 1 for y and 4 for x. And when I do that, 2 times 4 is 8. So I'm going to write 8. And then how do I solve for b? Remember, b is over here. So I have to go ahead and cancel out that 8 from both sides. And when I do that, those 8s cancel out. 1 minus 8 is negative 7. So b is negative 7. And I'm almost done. I just have to plug everything in now. So plug slope and y-intercept in. I just don't have to use the 4 and the 1 anymore, right? So now I know that m is 2. I know that b is negative 7. So my final equation of the line that passes through this point and is parallel is y equals 2x minus 7. Again, just to review one more time, I found the slope. I then plugged that slope in to my slope-intercept form. I then plugged the point they gave me in for x and for y to solve for b. Then I plugged the slope and y-intercept back in to my slope-intercept form. All right, so we're going to actually do this one more time for example number 4. But this time, see, here we go. We do not have it in slope-intercept form. So we have to do a little bit of maneuvering, okay? So let's actually read this out. What is an equation of the line that passes through the point 8, 2 and is parallel to the line 5x minus 4y equals 36? So first I have to rewrite 5x minus 4y equals 36 until it's into my slope-intercept form. So I'm going to subtract 5x from both sides. I get negative 4y equals, and I showed you guys last time how I was able to just rearrange. So I'm going to kind of do that now without showing all those steps. So negative 5x plus 36. I'm going to put that first so it's closer to my slope-intercept form. Now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. And that gives me y equals positive 5/4 x. And then 36 divided by negative 4 is negative 9. So now that this is in slope-intercept form, I can identify my slope, which is 5/4. Remember, slope is that number that's right in front of the x. It's my coefficient. And then now that I know that, I'm going to put that in to slope-intercept form. Y equals 5/4 x plus b. Again, when I put this into the slope-intercept form, I have to put b. I can't put in negative 9 because that's that first line. I need to find my new line. So I'm going to write plus b. So then I have to use the 8, 2, right? My ordered pair, so that I can find what b is. So 2 is y and 8 is x. And so I can plug those in so that I can find b. So let's go ahead and say 2 equals, and now what's 5/4 times 8? Well, let's put that to the side. Let's put it over here. 5/4 times 8 over 1. If I have a 4 on the bottom, I can divide that by 4. And I have 8 on the top, I divide that by 4, get 2. So 5 times 2 gives me 10. So that would be 10. And now I can find b by subtracting 10 from both sides. So 2 minus 10 is negative 8, and b is negative 8. So I have my slope. It's right here. I have my b. So finally, I need to plug that all in to this format here. This y equals mx plus b. M is 5/4. B is negative 8. And I am done. All right, scholars, let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.